Hello, my name is Ahmet Ertuğrul Çil, and this is the fourth project assignment of BBM104. Firstly, I want to show that the assets folder inside the CRC directory contains exactly the same files as the version shared on Piazza. To check if I'm working with the required Java version, I'm typing these commands to terminal. As you can see, both are Java 8. Now I have successfully compiled my code and I'm running it. As you can see, the game launches without any crashes. By using the movement controls, the player tank can move up, down, left and right smoothly. During the movement, it switches between two images to show the tracks moving. The map is surrounded by indestructible walls, and there are also walls inside the map with a good design, which contains the logo of our university at the center. And of course, it is not possible to pass through the walls. You can only get as close to them as possible. Now I will demonstrate the firing mechanism. You can shoot by using X on the keyboard. When bullets hit walls, a small explosion animation plays. Also, there is a short delay between shots to prevent rapid firing, thanks to the cooldown time I defined. Now I want to show you the pause feature. When we press P on the keyboard, the game pauses and the menu opens, where we can choose to resume, restart or exit. When the game is paused, all objects in the map are properly paused, and no enemies are spawned while the game is not playing. And when we resume, they all start acting properly without any errors. Now let's pause again to show the restart feature. When we press R on the keyboard, we restart the game properly and everything except the walls are cleaned from the scene and removed from the data successfully. Now let's talk about the enemies' behaviors. The enemies you see on the screen spawn at random positions in the empty area at the top of the map. I also limited their numbers to a maximum of 20 to keep the game from becoming too difficult. While I'm trying hard to avoid dying, the enemy tanks change their direction randomly while moving. Their shooting interval is also randomized between a suitable minimum and maximum value, so they can't shoot again immediately after firing. Moreover, no tank can pass through another, including the player tank. Enemy tanks block each other like walls, and can't move through one another. But if the player tank collides with an enemy tank, both tanks are destroyed, as you can see. Now let's move on to eliminating the enemies by firing at them. When an enemy is hit, a big explosion with a fade-out effect plays, and the score increases after every successful operation. In the same way, when the player gets hit by an enemy tank, it loses one life. After 1 second, it respawns, so the scene follows the player again. Right now, we have only one life left, as shown in the leftmost corner. Let's see what happens when we lose the last one. As expected, the game ends with a game over menu, where you can restart or exit the game. Let's restart it for now by pressing R key. It successfully restarts the game, just like in the pause menu. Finally, let's talk about the vertical and horizontal scrolling feature added as an extra. The camera smoothly follows the player tank as it moves, and the map expands in that direction, giving a sense of a larger world. Here's the nice part. When the tank gets close to the edges or corners of the map, the scrolling automatically stops, so the camera never goes beyond the map boundaries. The score and live stacks, as well as the game over and pause menus, appear almost exactly where the scrolling stops. To show that the exit function in the game over menu works correctly, I'm going to keep dying until I run out of lives. I'm pressing escape on the keyboard and it successfully exits. In this project, I used the JavaFX library to build the game's graphical interface and manage images. I created specific classes for the key components like bullets and wall to keep the structure clear. The game entities use inheritance. Tank is the base class for player tank and enemy tank. Big explosion and small explosion are subclasses of explosion. All these classes extend JavaFX image view, which provides built-in image rendering and positioning capabilities. The main class extends application, which is the standard way to launch JavaFX programs. The game loop class extends animation timer, overriding the handle method that runs about 60 times per second. Inside handle, the game updates continuously, moving tanks and bullets, checking for collisions, and handling events like bullet hits or tank distractions. Everything works correctly except for a small issue. When the tanks are very close to the walls, the bullet explodes slightly inside the wall instead of exactly at the wall surface.